Okay. Why isn't this picking up? I have the multi-output. There we go. Alright. Awesome. I think that is everything good. Just don't want the Minecraft music to get too much. Awesome. I put it all the way over there. Lovely. Alright. Hello, and welcome to another stream. If you are wondering what we are working on today, I have an example this time. We are making these crows. Very adorable. Very nice. Soft and heavy. So the goal for today is to... I have 4 more of these. He fell off. Sadness. Alright, so goal for today is to sew 4 of these together. Well, not together. Individually. I'm going to be turning all of these into complete plushies. So, I think the first thing we need to do... The first thing we're going to do is sew on their butts. That is very important. Also, if you see a fun light pattern, it just wasn't focused. Yeah, if you see a fun light pattern, it's because I changed where the lighting's located in my setup. So it's a bit more convenient now than it was last time, I think. I think the shadows are better. So I'll leave this here and grab some of my stuff. Let's see if I can reach it. Love being tethered to the desk. Okay. Needle. What else do we need? We're sewing on their butts, so we need the fabric. I brought the scissors up, right? Oh no. Did I? I think I forgot my fabric scissors. Dang it. That's in the basement. I kinda need those. I kinda really do need those. What if I put a message in chat that just says, "Be right back, grabbing scissors from downstairs"? Sounds like the most appropriate thing to do, actually. Okay. Just type that in chat real quick. Be right back. Running down to the basement to grab scissors. Alright. I will be right back. Oh, it took me maybe a minute. Alright, I got the scissors. Running up and down. Hold on, give me a second. I ran up and down the stairs. That was 2 flights of stairs, up and down. Okay. Okay. Alright, which one should we start with? Sorry for breathing right in your ears. Let me pull that away from the mic a bit. Yeah, let's do this guy. Just need to make sure this is the best side of the fabric that we could choose. This is a very precise measurement. So very precise. The music just suddenly started being epic. Stop that. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. Now we got his butt, what we want to sew in. We'll unstuff a tiny bit of this. So that we can fit one of the bean pouches that I have into. I say bean, but it's beads. They're glass micro beads. You know, when I was downstairs, I probably could have grabbed some pins. That would have been helpful. Make sure I have the correct side. And thank goodness I already have a needle threaded, so we can just get started from here. Well, now that we're properly like 7 minutes into the stream, how are you guys? Has your day been going well? I hope it has. My day's been pretty decent. I'm pretty much finished with the picture book that I'm working on. Speaking of, I need to write an invoice to get the last payment on that thing, but I am practically done. I just need to help that man do any last publishing stuff, and we'll be able to do that. Very exciting indeed. It'll be really nice to get another book in my portfolio. I need to ask Bob how many spreads he would be comfortable with me putting on my portfolio website. Probably wouldn't want me to toss the entire book on there, because the point of it is to, you know, try and get people to buy the book. But also, I think part of the experience of children's picture books is holding the book and then reading the book to the child. So I don't think me having the entire book on my website would really be all that bad, because I feel like it would be slightly weird to just read the entire book on the illustrator's website instead of, you know, buying the book. Did anyone else have an interesting day today? You know, I forgot to inform Discord once again, that we are streaming. Maybe I should do that. I have a couple people who follow my Discord who do actually want some updates from that, so we can inform them. Of course, it has to be on that screen. The one screen I can't see very well at the moment. Okay. Find my Discord. Yes. There we go. And then we can inform the people at everyone. There we go. The people have been informed. It's been raining a lot lately, which is nice, but also I want to start planting my vegetables in the garden. I should have done that weeks ago, but I want to start planting the vegetables, and it's kind of hard to do that when it's really wet outside. Like, ideally, yes, you would want to have soil. You'd want to have soil that has a good amount of water content in it, but we don't want the seeds to be drowning. That's not the goal. The goal is to get vegetables. And my goal is not being achieved because I have not planted the seeds. So I need the weather to calm down so I can plant my vegetables. Did my music just die? I cannot win with Spotify levels sometimes. They're either really intense and way too much, or they somehow mute themselves for no good reason. Really. I just need to exist in the middle, where you can still hear the music, but also we can have a lovely conversation together. I feel like I have too much. This is what I need the pins for, and I did not grab pins, so we're just gonna live with the consequences of my actions and be sad about it, but we'll be living them, because I didn't grab pins, and I'm not willing to make another trek down the stairs to go grab pins, so we're not going to. So you may be wondering, why the heck are you using a white thread on black fabric? It does not matter what thread I use because I'm using the ladder stitch. I had a big win earlier this week. I have a part-time job where I instruct kids in art projects, which is great. But then for the first time ever, I have gotten a middle school group, and they are the chillest people. My goodness. They were like self-aware enough about the world that like we could have conversations about things we didn't like, but then also they still have, I don't know, some of them still have optimism. And also, because it's middle school, it's the actual art kids who are interested in it. So I get to interact with them, which is nice, because then we're just chilling and enjoying each other's presence. They kind of reminded me of the people that would end up at art college. Or at least the people I interacted with at art college. So I felt like right at home, just chilling with them and doing art projects. Plus, they weren't running around antsy from sitting around all day. So that also helped it be a chill time. I was watching a video today. I rediscovered a man named Drew. I think it was Goodman? Drew Goodman? I think, yeah. I don't know. He just makes random commentary videos on whatever content or whatever topic he's just intrigued by in that moment. And that was pretty fun. One of the last videos I watched from him today was him trying out his little streaming career, but he didn't want to rely on his audience. Hello, Bill. Welcome to the stream. We are just having a chill time. This leads into what I'm like very thankful for, is that I very consistently have at least 2 to 3 people who join in on every one of my streams. And this guy, he was just going about with no one at his streams, talking to himself. Which yeah, like that's part of being a streamer, but it's like a little bit different between knowing that you have people watching and then just talking to yourself to talk to yourself so that you have an interesting video. So I'm very thankful that I have... Dang it, there's a nut. I'm very thankful to have a dedicated group of people who just want to see me make stuff. That one's a tough one. I really should be using a higher quality thread on this, because this lower quality thread always knots up on me, which is annoying. Why would you do this to me? What did I do to you? No one else was gonna use you, so I used you. And what do I get for my troubles? Lackluster results. Well, I guess I just need to pull the thread at a very specific angle so that the knot goes through every single time. Lovely. Anyway, Bill, how has your week been? I hope it's been good. Did you do anything exciting? I hope it was a good exciting and not a bad exciting, because bad exciting is just too much. But good exciting is fun. How many knots do I have in this? Do not be thankful I'm here. You were happy with your life before me, and you'll be happy with your life after. That is a good mentality to have. But part of the reason why I'm happy with my life is because of the people who live in it. And while you guys are a lesser amount of my social group, that does not change the fact that you continue coming back. And it's very nice to have people who just pay attention to your work. Like, I was so sad in 9th grade because I moved up and I had nothing remotely interesting happens at my job. Really? Nothing? I guess. But yeah, 9th grade was such a sad time because I didn't have anyone to talk to or interact with. And I don't know, the way me and my friends left things off just destroyed my self-confidence. And it was only after I met my current group of friends that I really started to like be myself again, to just enjoy hanging out with people and be happy with my life, because we're like a social species. We do not thrive well in isolation. So, you guys may not be the biggest part of my social group, but that does not change the fact that I'm happy that you like to hang out with me. to make sure I'm in frame, because sometimes I'll pull the plushie into a different... Do not say that to Martin. What, say that I didn't have a lot of people? I mean, like... I don't know exactly how to describe it. It was just... Not that there weren't people there, it was just... The way my last friend group had left things off with me, I was just having such a hard time, like, connecting with people, and I needed just some friends who wanted to hang out with me a bunch. Like, it was nice interacting with people occasionally. It was much better than the end of 8th grade. But I feel like real life friends are more important than internet people. Yes. That's very important. Thankfully now I have a very good social group. We are nowhere near 9th grade Alyssa's sadness levels. Yeah, I have. In fact, one of my friends just introduced me to a new group of people. So, my social group ever grows. One of the kids that I was teaching, they asked me how many friends I had, and I answered somewhere like around 13, and she's like, "That's it?" And I was like, how big are 5th grade social... How many friends do 5th graders have that me answering like 12, 13 friends is a small number? I thought I was doing good. No, apparently I don't have enough. And I was like, no, I'm just talking about my close friends. And she's like, why don't you count all of them? And I was like, I don't know where to draw the line there. The D&D crew. Yeah, the D&D crew. The people who... I just went to a D&D campaign to when my other 2 friends just couldn't go. Yeah. I thought I was doing good, and I'm getting over here roasted by a 5-year-old for not including all of my friends. Which, fair enough, maybe I should be looking at it from that point of view of, like, any person that you have good relations with is a friend. And I guess if you look at it from that point, then you have a lot more friends than you originally thought. But I was just talking about the people that I talk to on a regular basis. You know, good for her. If she considers her entire class her friend, like, all of them are her friend, that's good for her. Making friends, I don't know. Maybe I built it up too much as a kid, and maybe she's just an exuberant thing, but I didn't know how to make friends as a kid, because I was like, do you just go up to them, be like, hi, I want to be your friend? And my youth pastor at the time was like, well, yes, that's what you do. And I was like, well, that just seems weird. What if instead I purposely set up a schedule where we see each other at a scheduled time, and we just see each other a lot, and because we see each other a lot, then we acclimate to each other, and then we become friends because we've been sitting next to each other and have had a couple conversations. I probably built it up too much. I mean, that's how I start making friends with anyone, is just... Specifically, it sounds less crazy when I'm like, okay, I want to be friends with that person, I'm going to try and sit next to them in class, and then since I'm sitting next to them every week, then we just kind of get used to each other, so then we start having conversations with each other. We're not like, the other person won't be like, where the heck did you come from? No, they know where I came from. I'm in your class. I sit next to you every single day. Now we're just having conversations. It's even funnier in art college because you make friends because not only do you think the person's cool, but you look at their art and go, your art's very cool. I want to be friends with you because I think your art's cool. Soon we will be far enough from the tail that I can re-put in some of the stuffing that I took out. So I could put the micro glass beads back in. My mom asked me earlier what I was going to do with the crows if I didn't sell them all, but I don't know. I think Comic-Con handmade crows that have little facial expressions and cute and they're weighted. I don't think I'm taking many back with me. And even if I do, oh no, I have crows in my house that are cute and keep me company. How terrible. It's so hard not to spawn in my old ways to do that. I'm in reference to, like, in making friends specifically. I kind of jumped topics, but I assume that's what you're responding to because of the text lag. You mentioned at art college, there's probably some artists there. Yeah. all of us were an artist, so like we all had one thing in common. Even if you have one thing in common, there are some people I knew I could not be friends with them. Either they just irritated me too much, or I was just generally annoyed with their work ethic. I don't know. There was just something about some of the people at art college that was like, I don't think we would be good friends for each other. You could always make a stop motion remake of the birds. I could. This is how I start advertising my plushies on a wider scale. Stop motion animation. I feel like I'm dangerous territory right now. Some portions of my thread are really thin. I really need to go out searching for better thread because, geez, this is bad thread. Not in the sense that it will hold together well. It's just I could be using better thread. I should be using better thread. I really should be using better thread. It's mostly for my own sanity. Why are you like this? Please. There's just portions that break off and they start balling together. So I don't know if you guys heard or not, but Snow White has not been doing all that great in the box office, which I'm happy about, because that means more people are willing to let Disney know when they don't like a film. Because I think Disney has gotten a little bit too used to people just going to see their movie because it's a Disney film. So it's like a good thing to just take your kids out to go see, or to just go out and see because it'll be a guaranteed good movie. But I feel like they haven't been putting as much effort into the story as they should be. Like Disney is known for making good stories, at least historically. So I feel like something's wrong that right now I'm not too enthused about all of their stories. Because that's why I like watching films. Why I think a lot of people like watching films is for the story portion. And when the plot's not doing it for me... Is my phone dying? Yes! I forgot to plug it in. Another cord for the cord pile. What is the other kids' family movies? I can't remember if the Minecraft movie was coming out this week or if it was coming out, if it already came out, but that one is definitely going to get a lot of kids and families into it. Quite honestly, I've not been keeping up with the theatrical releases of things. I know. What is coming out? That is a good question. Maybe there's some new animated films that are not from Disney coming out. New films coming out. We've got Jurassic World Rebirth, F1. That kind of looks like a documentary, but it might not be. The How to Train Your Dragon live action remake. Megan, Avatar 3, Fantastic Four, Superman. Oh yeah, I heard about the Superman film. It looks like they're actually going with his usual color palette. Zootopia 2, Wicked, the second part. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not too enthused about some of the movies that are coming out. I think the only one I'm currently interested in is the Pixar movie. ELO? Yeah. That one is like just original IP, new IP for Pixar, which I think it's going to be one of the few coming out that aren't of an existing IP. I don't have problems with them using existing IPs to there's Looney Tunes and Princess Mononoke. Maybe. I'm fine with them using existing IPs because, it's kind of hard to invent something new every single time. It feels like they've been really over-reliant on the IP itself to bring people into the theaters and not the concept of the movie itself. Sometimes it feels as if they forget that those IPs used to be something new, and they had to take a chance to make an interesting and good movie with it. And because they had to take a chance every single time, they usually tried their best with the story. I want more of that, where they just try something new. Maybe I just need to be. Maybe there are some people who are doing something new, and I'm just not paying enough attention. Though granted, most of the movies I watch are animated. I'm highly anticipating the film that Cartoon Saloon is working on. I know they're working on a new film because I have seen several job postings that they had for said movie, and I applied to one of those jobs. I didn't get it, but you know. I know at some point it will exist, and I'll be very excited to go see it because I really like their movies. You can probably come up with 20 rough drafts in a week. They probably won't all be good, but you're also not industry professional with years of experience. Yeah. And that's part of the reason why I can say all of this stuff about like wanting them to try out new things, but maybe all of the times that they tried new things it didn't work, and the only things that seem to be working are existing IPs. So then I can't blame them for wanting to stick with old things because that seems to be the only thing that's working. I like to think I can tell a good story. So I can at least understand when it's not this endless amount of sequels that are killing me. It's the reliance on the IP to make it a film that people want to watch. That's the bit that's annoying me. Not that they're using IPs, it's that they're relying on it sometimes to make it something someone wants to watch. Though I will say the endless amount of remakes of animated movies does annoy me. They spend so much money on these things. And I know they're doing it because they know it'll bring people in to the theater. Because they know the stories and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm nostalgic for this. So it feels less like a genuine want to make it and more of a cash grab. Which is what annoys me. Please propose a solution before I blurt out some BS. Stop letting shareholders control the writing, because I feel like half the time the writing doesn't end up good is not because the writers aren't good, it's because someone is telling them what to do in the background. I think that's the main issue. I think if writers were given a little bit more free rein to do what they were hired to do and what they're good at, we wouldn't have nearly as many issues as I'm having with the current Disney movies. I think that's the solution to the problem. Just let them do what they're good at. And don't worry so much about the final product making money. Because when the final goal of something is to make money, the goal isn't necessarily to always tell a good story. But I feel like if you tell a good story, people will come to go see it, because people are obsessed with stories. It's why any major bit of entertainment includes some sort of story aspect to it. This could be with music, with musicals, books, TV. People are obsessed with stories. So if you do a good job telling a story, especially when you're a big company, people are inclined to see it and give it a chance. Casinos disagree. Well, that's a different thing. There's many different things. We're talking about the entertainment industry with telling why movies are so addicting. I'm not discounting the fact that casinos are addicting, but that's a little bit different. If you ever see me taking casino sponsorships, something has gone wrong, and that is not Alyssa anymore. I am curious about solutions that you have, though, Bill. What ideas do you have to fix our current problem of endless remake after remake? I think these eyes are a bit bigger. Yeah, they are. Could probably cut out four. I think I already had some black felt cut out. Yeah, it's over here somewhere. Eesh. Maybe I'll just cut out some more. You have a small army on hand. I'm not talking about the birds. Are you talking about yourself or the general community of people? What are you even referring to? my comment on casinos, my solution for fixing Disney's story problems. What are you referring to? I threw that too far away from myself. Oops. It's like trying to imagine another way that I could try and make these into circles, but I think this might be one of the better ways. It's not like I can fold it up into triangles. That would get a bit thick, especially since I'm cutting two at the same time. You go to an art college. There's many like people. Oh yeah, you're right. I just need to go. I graduated from art college. I don't currently go to art college, but I see what you mean. I could probably just hit up my own old school and go, "Hey guys, wanna go take over the Disney writing room? I think it would be fun." I'm sure there would be a couple people feral enough to want to go do that. I'm gonna have so many little felt clippings on my mat. You think any of your 3,000 subs will help you shift the industry? I think we would have at least a small impact. That would be nice. And there was a whole movement with the writer's strike. You probably know about that. And then the animation strike. I'm not sure if that's still happening or not. But I know there's definitely a lot of people who are very passionate about the creative people in the film and entertainment industry, so I'm sure some of them would like to help. A couple, dude, man, they're all there for the exact same reason. Once you figure out how to switch one, you can switch 100. There you go. Yes, a good crow stare. Been contemplating wanting to do a collab with another creator. I'm not sure if they'd be up to doing a collab, but they've joined my streams like 2 times now, so I think they could be interested. I just need to come up with an idea of what kind of collab we could do together. I feel like that would be my job as the person who wanted the collab in the first place, to be like, hey, I had this idea. Like, I have to come up with at least a starting idea. I failed. I'm back to spewing BS. This is time to enjoy the crows. You're completely fine. I didn't think we were having a terrible conversation. I'll let you know if things are starting to get weird. I think we're having a general civil conversation on how... Wow. Almost immediately. Sorry. He was trying to knot up on me again. That was not allowed. We are not doing that. For now, anyway. You'll probably do it to me later. But we need to get at least 2 stitches, more than 2 stitches in before you start betraying me. I don't think that went through. I really need to make a stop over to Joann's before it completely closes. See if I can get some better thread, because this... What is this? All-purpose dual duty. Whatever this thread is. It's not doing it for me. I am sorry. I keep forgetting I'm out of frame. Maybe I need to like tape a square around on my mat so I know where to keep my hands, so I'm not, just sewing off camera, because I don't mean to. I'm trying to hold my hands so that you can see what I'm doing. Apologies. You need wrist and stitch, not just wrist. I just need to be aware of where the camera is focused, and we will stay good. Thank you for pointing out that I was not in frame. That would not have made for a good visual later. It depends too, like if I'm sewing on the crow, then I need to be a bit closer to the edge of the table. I'm saying that 30% of this stream is going to be just my wrists, because I'll forget where the camera's actually pointed. You know, I said we were gonna sew 4 of these guys today, but let's be honest, most of the time, I think each one of these is taking me an hour to do the hand sewing portion. I don't know if you want to stay here for a 4-hour stream. Who knows, maybe the people who are just chilling in the background would love a 4-hour stream. Don't know if I could talk for 4 hours straight though. I definitely need to go get a water. I don't mind being here for 4 hours. Every time. Why are you so bad? Why are you like this? All of my sewing problems would go away if I just had some beeswax. I'm sure that's what Bernadette Banner would tell me anyway. Watching me do a whole bunch of hand sewing and go, you need beeswax. You need some wax thread. Why are you hand sewing without wax thread? That is a very good question. Why am I sewing without wax thread? This was a mistake. Oh. I think I fixed it. Yes! Bernadette Banner, she's a historical... She is a, she likes to how do I describe this? She likes historical dress and historical sewing customs and traditions, and she likes to replicate those and make outfits from different eras. And I really like her because she is very silly, and she creates very cool outfits and projects, and I like turning on her videos when I'm working on an art, like when I'm just doing work, because it's nice to just hear her talk in the background. And she has decently long videos for that. NFS. What? I'm trying to think of what game that stands for. What does that... No, don't you dare. You're not going to knock on me. Please. I beg you. You're the reason why it takes me so long to hand sew my crows. It's not my ability, it's just I keep handicapping myself. No, wait, not handicapping. I keep giving myself a disadvantage. There we go. How did you get like this? Need for speed. I do have a need for speed, and it's being directly opposed by my thread. Oh, wait. I asked you for what game that was. Now I need to look that up. What is Need for Speed? It's probably some sort of racing game. Need for Speed is a racing game franchise. There we go. Hi Ruth, welcome to the stream. Currently, we're being very silly because I ask questions and I get answers and then I forget that I asked a question, so then I attribute the answer to something else. Also, the thread is fighting me. I really should get better thread. But now I have to live with the consequences of my actions. I don't even know how it got like this. I don't know how this is gonna turn out. Brute forcing it's not gonna work either. Sir, please. Eesh. Please. I will get better thread at some point. I have to. How are you not in two different places? Ah! Why would you do this to me? You know, maybe my sibling has some beeswax. They always have the most random things. Maybe they have some beeswax I could use to wax my thread, and so I won't die. Please, I don't want to die. I can't force it through either. Knot's too big. Why did you do this to me? How dare you? Don't mind me, I'm just gonna continue cursing out my thread. I think I broke something. Please, sir. I just want to thrive. This is not thriving. We're really ruining the 1 crow an hour dealing with this nonsense. I didn't know if you'd be streaming tonight because I didn't see a community post. I'm glad I checked anyway. I posted a community post, but it was a little bit later. It was earlier today. I didn't inform. Maybe it would be better. Is it helpful if I inform you guys earlier in the week rather than day of? I will always try and stream on Wednesdays. So if any doubt, just come by and check, but I'll just do the very cursed thing, which is pull the knot through. Would it be more helpful if I posted the... I don't mind what time. Yeah, usually I usually stream at 8:30 EST. Good thing these crows. Good thing I am not a surgeon who does stitches. I'm pretty sure I would fail. I'm pretty sure the instructors would look at me in horror as I force, if I get like a random knot in the string and then go, well, I guess that's how it is, and then force it through anyway, even though it's... I plugged you in, sir. I plugged it in. I was all good to go. I was all prepared. And you know what it did? It decided, oh, I'm not plugged in just right, so I'm not gonna charge your computer. Thankfully, it didn't end the stream. It just decided to die. We're having a very cursed stream. It's so rude. I am almost at the end of this thread, and it would be great if he could just... Please. I beg. Please, I beg. I'm at the end. It's funny watching you guys freak out about this stream not acting correct a couple minutes after I've fixed the problem. Hopefully it's fixed now. Hopefully it's fixed. Oh, that's good. That's good. I'm glad it's fixed. It's thunderstorming again? Jeez. It was thunderstorming and raining pretty much all day today, and then also yesterday. Okay. I unplugged and replugged my microphone. Is that working better? Would refreshing the screen help at all? I don't know if you've tried that already. From my end, it looks like I'm having consistent audio, and then also the stream quality looks good. Does that happen often where I just stop talking for a little bit? Hopefully it doesn't happen too long. Or if it does happen, you guys don't mind too much. If you guys mind, that would not make for the greatest of content. No, you random ramble consistently. Oh, thank goodness. My capabilities as a streamer to just babble on constantly, I wasn't on the screen again, is working. Fantastic. I am winning. The pauses that I make always feel so much longer in my head, so I don't ever know if I'm actually pausing for that amount of time. Now maybe I should check the weather, because if we're having thunderstorms again and it's super windy, it'd be really unfortunate. Oh, my phone's right there. I can't check the weather when it's like that. Okay. Check on my computer instead. Just want to check that the weather's not going to do something weird. Heavy rain is expected. Blustery night. Oh, windy and rainy. And I'm hearing thunder. Flood warning. Lovely. 16-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So, hopefully not too bad. Oh, that looks fun. Just saw a... Oh, he calmed down. That's good. Just seeing a whole bunch of lightning. Not near me, just somewhere else. Fun. Okay, cool. Should be fine. Hopefully we won't lose power. It would be rather upsetting if I lost power and you guys had no idea. So I guess if the stream ends randomly, it's because my computer decided to fritz out, or because the weather decided to hate me. Either or. No other options. Blustery is such a nice word. I do think it's a nice word. Or at least I think so too. I'm agreeing with you. No, those are that was a sign. Don't, please. We're doing such simple sewing. We're doing such a great job. Please don't nod on me. It'd be really, really terrible if you just decided to give up on me right now. Please, I beg, please. Dumb question. Can you run your modem and router off of your computer? How do you mean? Like... Oh, you mean like... Could I connect it to it, and that would be the power source for it? I'm just wondering if that would even work, though. Because even if it has power, if the surrounding areas don't have power, I'm wondering if, granted, I'm not like 100% sure how a modem and router provides Wi-Fi, but I feel, granted, I usually when we lose power, I still have access to my phone data, and that's not usually, so maybe it is just a power issue? I have no idea. My parents handle the modem and router, and that is located in the office space, my mom's office space. So I have no idea if it could be connected remotely. I would probably sooner just like make a hotspot from my phone. But I have no idea if a hotspot from my phone would be stable enough for a stream. It feels a little iffy sometimes using that to play Splatoon on my Nintendo Switch. Wow, it's amazing how quick it is to sew when you aren't dealing with a knot. I have an event coming up, and my team is called A Murder of Crows. Oh, excellent. Fantastic. These little guys deserve all the praise. They're so cute and curious. Granted, I have no idea what your team is like, so I have no idea if you guys are embodying the theme of A Murder of Crows, but I'm sure you are. There we go. That was much smoother. It's amazing what happens when... Wow, your pupils are different. We've got a concussed crow. Look at this poor man. Okay, one side. I spent my whole life believing handheld game consoles just carried all the online and multiplayer functionality inside. I mean, technically, are you excited for the Switch 2? I am. I think it'll be a fun console. I'm not gonna get it right away because I got my Switch relatively later than most people. Like, I got it 3 years ago, which isn't so new now, but I feel like I have a lot of games that I can afford to wait a little bit for a limited edition model that I'd be more happy with. Because not that the first Switch looks like their first iteration of it. Not that it looks bad, it's just I want more colors on it. So I'm gonna wait for a limited edition version before I get the second Switch. I know my friend's really excited about it though, so she will probably get it right away. Is it an original? Well, I have an original, and it's an Animal Crossing limited edition one. So I have one of the prettier Switches. Hence why I want to wait for a special edition version of the game or version of the console before I get the new one. thinking of getting the Switch 2 for my birthday because it comes out only a few days before mine is basic. This is very normal. As in, like, you have the red, not limited edition. Yeah. Twas what I figured. It's so funny. When I got mine, it was because my roommates all had a Switch, and I was feeling left out, and also I did want one. And I was like, you know what? I don't have to get my parents' permission to buy a Switch. I can just get one and be happy with it. And my parents didn't even know that I got a Switch until a couple months later. So felt like I cheated on that one, but okay. My watch was like, "Good job, you stood up." And I was like, "No, I just let my arm be perpendicular to the ground, facing towards the ground for a little bit. I didn't stand up." The joys of adult money, just buying a game console on a whim. It's like I had like worked all summer for 40 hours a week. And I had a decent amount of money, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy a Switch. And then I can play with my roommates, and it'll be a fun time. And it was a fun time. Do not regret it. Me and my dad still occasionally play on the Wii U. We are currently making our way through Yoshi's Woolly World. We're almost finished with it. We're in the 6th world. Getting close to fighting. I don't know if it's Bowser that we're fighting, but it's definitely Bowser themed. Beat Yoshi World very soon. I'll have to wait until my dad gets back. Currently, he and my sister are on a trip. They went out to go hiking for a week. So once he comes back, then yes, we will beat Yoshi Woolly World. That game came out 10 years ago. And granted, I have played this game several different times with, like, my sibling or by myself. So it's not that. Are you fucking kidding? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, this thread. Okay. Sorry. What do you mean I should hurry up? Is there like a time? Are Wii U's dying? What's your favorite console? I mean, I have a lot of fun on both the Switch and the Wii. Well, now I need to know what you're talking about with the Wii U. Because we've had this thing for like 10 years. What do you mean it's suddenly just gonna die randomly? Has anyone had their Wii U brick out yet? Apparently cheap memory chips are putting consoles to bed for good. I think we're good because it looks like the issue with it is that it's not played often enough, if not powered. And me and my dad have been working through the game. Like, we just played it a couple weeks ago, at the very least. It was not the gust that caught me off guard. It was your voice got me. Oh! Did you guys hear that? That was a very big thunder. That was a very big... That was something. Yes, I've heard that. I even made it a point to not swear, so that when I did swear, it would have impact. And for my one of my friend at my Michigan friend group, it worked because anytime that I swore, they're like, "Alyssa, it doesn't sound right when you swear." I think my Wisconsin friend group was a bit more used to it. Anyway, you should be fine because we keep it plugged in when it's not in use, just so that the next time we use it, the gamepad will be fully charged. If anything that's dying, it's the Wii remotes, because we got bad batteries from Costco, and I guess we're just dealing with the nut then. We got some bad batteries from Costco, so they kept... Yes, Wisconsin's in the Midwest. Do Midwesterners swear? Yes. Yes, they do. I didn't even see your first question. Oops. Oh! I didn't even tie a knot. I just got so frustrated that when I tied the knot the first time, it didn't work. I'm having a lovely time. Yes. Midwesterners do swear. They're either really nice, or you cut them off on the freeway, and they might have something to tell you. I'm having great sewing vibes right now. There's Minecraft music playing in the background. I can hear the rain on the roof. There's the faint boom of thunder every once in a while. Great vibes. 10 out of 10, all around. Real question is, did my music... Nope, it's just quiet. Okay. You know, maybe because I was at the very beginning of this, instead of just dealing with the thread, I should have threaded some... You know what? We're threading a new thing of thread. Tired of this. I'm tired of it. We're grabbing new thread. Or at least we're getting rid of the part that was not it. Ah. When you tie a knot intensely, it will slip through. But when you mistakenly have your knot tied, it won't go through. So essentially what happens is, because this thread is a bit on the cheaper side, it keeps knotting into itself. So not when you start, but like just when you're going through and the thread just kind of twists around itself, then it'll create a knot some portion of the thread. And this can make it really difficult to pull through because usually knots are used as a way to stop the thread from going through the fabric. This sounds like cryptid marriage advice. I have no grounds to give you guys marriage advice. Do that with what you will. But yeah, essentially it just keeps wrapping around itself and I can't pull it through, which makes it really difficult to sew quickly. Eesh. This is why I need the beeswax, because waxing your thread allows it to not twist around itself, so then you're less likely to get a bunch of knots. I didn't quite understand. Because sometimes people ask questions without using the question mark. Sometimes we just forget, you know? And we ended up at marriage advice. Exactly. Know what? I'll try my hand. I'll try my hand at marriage advice. If you're getting married, make sure one, you love the person. Two, you can live with the person. You need to try living with them first before you get married to them. If you don't try living with them before you get married, what are you doing? And then, if you have an issue, you need to make sure that you talk to them about it and not try and do like a weird. For example, this is not nowhere near. Me and my friend aren't married, but I feel like it's similar enough of an issue that you might run into marriage that we could use that as an example. Me and my friends, we have different ideas on how we handle the dishes. And we just had different schedules. Me, I did my dishes in the evening after making dinner or during dinner. Her family would take care of the dishes like midday and then leave the dishwasher open throughout the day for any dishes to go through. And we both like collectively were not having a great time with each other's dish situation because we just kept making it like at first she would empty the dishwasher, just the entire thing, and then I would load it back up, but then she couldn't put her stuff in because I had a lot of dishes because I likes to cook, and cooking usually generates a lot of dishes. So then she was like, dang it, I just keep unloading the dishwasher and the dishwasher is full of your dishes. And so then she decided that she didn't want to do that anymore, so she was starting to hand wash her dishes, but she wasn't as efficient at hand washing the dishes as she was with loading the dishwasher. So then I was getting annoyed that there was dishes just sitting in the sink for long periods of time. So, but it was senior year and we were doing senior thesis, and I decided I wasn't going to get upset about it. I wasn't going to make a big issue out of it. I was just going to do all of the dishes that were in the sink when I was doing my own dishes. And that's how I just proceeded for the entire year, with my roommates getting proceedingly guilty that I was doing all of the dishes at some points. But I got so used to it that I was just like vibing with it, because I was like, they're stressed. This is a way I can reduce their stress. I don't know if I was actually helping all that much with it. But me and my friend were talking about it later, and we're like, That problem could have been so easily solved if we just discussed our dish habits before. So the lesson in that is discuss different chore habits so that you don't unnecessarily stress out the person you're living with. I feel like that would be a good thing to pay attention to in marriage. And then also, if you're feeling like you're growing apart from someone, that is okay. Because sometimes you meet people at different stages of your life. They won't always be in every portion of your life. And trying to force it to work will just make both of you unhappy. That is my marriage advice. Also, no with the paper plates. No. I mean, it's better than plastic plates. I will give you that. However, that should be like party stuff. It should not be an everyday thing. Or at least you should try and avoid using paper plates every day. Doing the paper plates every day, you can't even recycle them because they have a whole bunch of food stains on them. And anything that has food stains on it, you can't recycle. So if you ever have a pizza box, unfortunately, most of the pizza box you won't be able to recycle depending on how it's packaged because there's too much food stuff on it. I actually really needed to hear the people moving on part. Yeah, it's like, I don't know, there's a line of thought that you're supposed to make it work because you committed to each other, but a lot of people get married when they're really young, even before their brain finishes developing. And for a lot of people, that does work, but other people, it doesn't. And this is the same thing with friends, too. They came into your life at a point, and they gave you a good relationship, and I would hope that you helped each other grow. But at some point, sometimes you just sometimes you just grew apart. And that can be sad. But at least you made each other happy for a little while. And if you love the person enough, you'll probably decide when your needs and their needs differ. Yeah. I had a friendship like that in 8th grade where one of my friends, she didn't want to be friends with me anymore. And she didn't tell me this because we're both in 8th grade, so she's also an insecure person, young teenager who doesn't know how to talk to people. So instead of talking to me about it or telling me that she didn't want to be my friend anymore, she just kind of ignored me. And she did that for like months. And I don't know if I was just because I was dense or just oblivious to it, but for months she was just like as much of a physical ghost as you could possibly do. Like, I would sit with her, but I didn't feel like I was actually sitting with her at the table. And at some point I got so fed up that I asked her, hey, do we have anything in common anymore? Because that's how kids equate friendship, I think, is do you guys have like similar hobbies in mind? And she told me, nope, I guess not. So, yeah. Sometimes, sometimes it's better to just realize when you and your friends aren't clicking anymore. Else, else things get awkward and painful on both sides. You two were still classmates. That's enough for some people, and it can be, but that's when you want to be friends. I just never had friends before them, and I don't really have any more. I really truly consider them friends, you know? Yeah, that's completely fair. Like, the person I'm talking about, she was my first friend. Like, we met each other in kindergarten, and we got to, like, we really became good friends in the later portion of elementary school. But as we grew up and gained different interests, it just we didn't connect in the same way anymore. We didn't have the same talking points. Yeah, it's like I could have still been her friend, but she didn't want to be, so it wasn't possible. And there's nothing saying you have to stop being friends with them unless they're doing something to hurt you in some way, but you can always find other friends who meet your needs better, who make you happy, and you can still talk to the other person. No, nothing is telling you have to stop talking to them. They just may not be your main friends anymore. You don't have to do a hard we're no longer friends anymore. That's a very dramatic situation, and I guarantee unless you really need to, you probably shouldn't do that, because that made me really sad. Really sad in ninth grade. Dang, it is pouring. I didn't have friends in the traditional school, and then I moved to a homeschool co-op, and then I met them in 8th grade. Yeah, that's fair. Friendship's hard sometimes. Because not only are you trying to communicate in a healthy, productive manner, but they're also trying to communicate in a healthy, productive manner. And we're all just fighting with or against the way we were raised, and not everyone was raised the same, so sometimes our communication styles just differ. That was never more evident to me until I moved to college, where, yeah, I found my people. Not that I hadn't found my people before, but I found additional people to add to my collection, my little growing collection of friends. But also, we were all raised just slightly differently. And sometimes that clashed in the most stupid ways, like the dish situation, or how we communicate and deal with problems. No, please. Why do this to me now? Uh, I know what's happening with the. Okay, so sometimes dish situation. Yeah, like similar to the situation I described before, where we just have different ways that we do the dishes, and you would be surprised on how much uh, general dealings of chores can really mess with how you live with people. Like, you can be really great friends with people, and sometimes you can't live with them. I thought I was living pretty well with my roommates. But there was definitely things we got onto each other's nerves about because we just didn't talk enough about our habits on things. Wow! Great, it broke. Alright, let's try this again. You're good. Sometimes I have a brain break. Brain fart as well. And to be fair, I didn't describe it as the dish situation, even though that's definitely, I think, the general name for it. So you might have been thinking of it in a different term. I don't know. Maybe you were categorizing it under marriage advice. You know, since you're playing, uh, since you're playing that game, are you just now gonna have like random things associated to a certain action of the game? Are you forever going to play this game and then think about the random marriage advice I gave when doing a specific move? The fabric of the crow looks very soft. Is it? Yes, it is very soft. It is a minky fabric. It is slightly elastic, which can be painful sometimes when sewing, but it does give it a nice elastic plush. If you have any of the, what is that? Fair enough. That was to Bill. Fair enough to Bill. What was I saying? If you have any of the, what is that? U2s. If you have any of the U2s plushies, specifically, I'm thinking specifically of the Technoblade and the Filza one, the fabric pretty much feels like that. Bill is playing a game called Need for Speed, and he's doing that while listening / maybe watching the stream? I'm not sure. And I was curious as whether or not he would have random phrases now associated to some of the actions. He said no, which is fair, because this is probably not the first time he's played the game. I, however, have a specific memory of watching Subnautica while having fajitables. So now anytime that I have a fajitable, I think of Jacksepticeye's game of Subnautica. Or when because I was cooking while watching or eating these things. So now anytime that I eat tavern burgers, I think of The Legend of Korra, because I was watching that while making it. Maybe this is just me specific thing. Or at least, like once I was playing Splatoon and my brother quoted something really funny, and now whenever I play Splatoon I think of Markiplier. There you go. That's exactly what I'm talking about. The random association of words and phrases to actions. time when I was sick, I was eating a bowl of Honey Nut Chex, and then I threw up, and I have not eaten Honey Nut Chex since. Granted, I don't eat most cereals now, but I haven't had that one in a while, and I'm not feeling particularly inclined to change that. Alright, now I have like a association of chimichurri sauce with my ninth grade freshman year of college, where I made some chimichurri sauce, and I probably kept it too long. And I was doing like a specific low iodine diet at the time. And yeah, I don't know, the smell of that started to get nauseating. So while I really enjoy the taste of chimichurri sauce, I kind of have to. I think I need to retrain my brain to not associate the smell of that sauce with freshman year. Chimichurri sauce. So that is chopped up parsley, cilantro, jalapenos, olive oil, red wine vinegar, salt, pepper, anything else. I like to put it on top of steaks. You could put it on other things. It's really tasty. Just unfortunately almost ruined it for myself. I think I need to retrain my brain not to associate the smell with freshman year. Because it like made me gag slightly when I made it not too long ago. And I was like, why are you making me feel sick? Stop it. We're not in ninth grade. We're not in freshman year anymore. It's fine. We're not doing the low iodine diet. We're good. Okay, so the last crow that we sewed, he looks a little concussed, because one eye is bigger than the other. My little concussed little boy. This one, he will not look concussed, because we did not do that. Excuse me. I believe it's... Okay, so the specific song we're on currently is called The End. And I think it just has a really quiet moment at the end of the song. So with my music turned down to the point that it's not being a nuisance to the stream, I think because of that, you just can't hear the song anymore. He's so quirky. He truly is. Truly is. I assume you're talking about the crow. I did it again. Okay. The weather's being so dramatic right now. Oh, okay. Oh, are you talking about the music? The concussed crow? Yeah. What is your ideal weather? I like a good snowstorm. I think those are nice. Made me really happy that this year we had snow and it actually stayed. It's been a bit since the snow actually stayed because we were having a very terrible freeze-thaw cycle where it would snow and then it would melt and then it would snow again and it would melt again. It would just keep doing that over and over again all winter. And I get it. It's like it's not necessarily always gonna stay. But it felt like it had been forever since we had a good snow that just stuck around for a while before melting immediately. Winter's not supposed to have the grass live throughout the entire year. Because we have weird European grass that actually likes the cold weather. So as long as they have sunlight, it's good. Hard rain, like it's raining so hard it hurts to stand under, with a foggy gray sky, preferably cold, with a crisp fall breeze. You had a pretty highly set itinerary there. I can't judge though. Could probably describe the perfect winter day. Perfect winter day. It's when it's like 20 to 25 degrees. Slight wind, not too much. There's a bit of sun. And I'm thinking specifically of going out skiing because these were my favorite days. And the sun would just like reflect a little bit off the sun or off the snow. And you could see it through the trees and make really pretty composition. Yeah. That would be my ideal day. At least ideal winter day. If we're talking about other weathers. For summer, it would probably be somewhere like 78 degrees. Where it's like warm, but it's not scalding you. Though if I want to go swimming, I would prefer it to be a bit hotter at 85 degrees. Then when you're finished swimming, because usually you finish, I'm like thinking of the days where I would like go over to my grandpa's lake house and we would swim practically all day. And I don't know if it was just the fact that I swam all day, but then by the time I got out of the water, I just felt comfortable. Didn't feel too hot afterwards, but it was like warm enough that I dried pretty quickly. I like rainy fall days when the ground's littered with leaves. And you get a bunch of puddles that help reflect all of them. And it makes a bit of a watercolor feel. Those days are nice. When I had no friends in elementary school, I would just go to the library and read the dictionary instead of going to recess because you had all of the options and you chose the dictionary? Like, I respect it. At one point, I tried to read the dictionary because I wanted to improve my improve my vocabulary. Little did I know that my vocabulary was already pretty good for an elementary school student, so I didn't necessarily need to do that, but also I got bored. I'm I'm astounded that little kid you was able to read a dictionary and not get bored. Yeah, how did little 6-year-old you go about being like, yeah, I'm just gonna read the dictionary. That is a dense and kind of boring book. Unless it was one of those illustrated dictionaries. I had one of those. That was fun to read because there was pictures. Yeah, Ruth, did you just go to the library and pick out the biggest, thickest book and go, yeah, this is the thing I'm gonna read? Everything else is too short, and I'm gonna finish it too quickly. I've already read Harry Potter like 5 times. I need something new. Pick out dictionary. What are you saying yes to? Are you saying, was it random selection? I need for. That's exactly my thought process. I've read Harry Potter 5 times now. I need something else. I need the biggest, thickest book. That was your exact thought process. The thickest book. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Does that mean you also read those history books that had covers that flowed into each other? Those books were pretty thick. I don't know if your elementary school would have had them, but those were pretty thick books. I I guessed it. I just knew. What else? What other books would you have read? Did you like those Animorph books? I don't know if they would have been like something you would read for the difficulty level, but I feel like you would have torn through those. Maybe you didn't have the Animorph books then, if it was a Christian school. You don't know what I'm talking about? I'm not even on my normal stream, so I can't even. Just search it up on Google. They're like their most wild book covers I've seen. It's of these kids that are like, it's giving you all of the keyframes of someone transforming into an animal. So then the middle stages look so weird. It was really good marketing on their point because it was like a book. I didn't even read the book and I still remember it. Wonder what your reaction will be to the Animorph books. Some of the transformations are a bit odder than others. I think I think the shark one is the one. I think the shark dark one's one of the ones that are seared into my memory just because of how odd the middle transformations were. Which ones are you specifically looking at? Which one's creeping you out the most? The lizard boy. Fair. I didn't even read any of these books. All I know is one of them was a tiger, right? I think and I could have sworn there was a butterfly one. Maybe? I need to look that up. Give me a sec. Anamorphous. not the spider one. Who made this book series? I would always look at it and compare the different stages and be like, okay, this one's not so odd. This one's really odd. This one I just can't. Don't you love learning new things on stream with Alyssa? Isn't this a great time? You're getting a well-rounded education. I'm teaching you about all of the steps of a successful marriage or friendship, anamorphous, and also you're getting the wonders of hand sewing content. Well-rounded. And Professor Alyssa, jack of all trades. Dang, if I'm jack of all trades, I wonder what my sibling is. Alright! It's another crow. His next thumbnail is Alyssa slowing Anyway, here's our next guy. So now we have 5 finished crows up here. Alright, now we just need some more little guys. No, I get so many people liking my community posts to say that I'm streaming, but they're missing out on quality comments such as next thumbnail is going to be Alyssa slowly morphing into a crow. Top comment right there. Fantastic comment. Love that so much. 10 out of 10. Made me laugh. Where do I cut his butt. How did your community post get 51 likes? I think my community posts start getting a lot more likes when I posted the thumbnail art with it. So I think a lot of them are just liking the community post because of the artwork. I think that's what's happening. Which, fair enough. Usually after my art streams, I like posting the illustration. So I get some good engagement on those. Ah, that's where it went. Okay, well, we're not getting that. That's too far. So I get a good amount of engagement from posting my artwork. I think next week, though, we should probably do something illustration related. Probably. Yeah, I was just looking back at the fish shop one, and I was literally awestruck. I can't spell it, don't judge. No, you're good. I'm glad that one brings a good amount of enjoyment for you. Because one, it means the artwork's good. Two, that means getting those ones as prints for Comic-Con will be a good idea. I'm trying to decide on how many I want to order, because the upfront cost is a little daunting. Probably just keep it pretty simple for the first Comic-Con. Gauge how well things do before I go crazy. Where did my needle go? I put it in there. If you're wondering what happened, I was concentrating, threading the needle. What happened to our sound? What elements has happened? I don't even know. I think it's just the levels. Maybe this is just how the sound is designed, because I am playing Minecraft music, so it might be designed sometimes to fall into the background and then pop back up at another time. It would not surprise me if that was how the music was designed. Because that happens sometimes when you're playing Minecraft. You don't even realize music's playing until it just starts going hard for no reason. Minecraft be like that sometimes. I could probably pick something else out of C418's work, C418, because he does have other albums, and I've just been playing the Minecraft Volume Beta one, mostly because that one had the least amount of issues with copyright. We can listen to Wanderstop. That's his most recent album. Has a lot of music in it, and I was listening to some of it today. It's pretty nice. What do you think? Should we switch from Minecraft music? over to some of his more original work. Wonderstop, it's essentially the same kind of vibe. It's instrumental music like Minecraft, but there's more instruments. It has more of an orchestral feel to it. Cool. Alright, we'll change it over. Hopefully I don't get any issues, but I don't think I will. Probably have to mess with that audio often. 'Tis fine. We can improvise, we can adapt. My favorite songs from this album is either, what was it? I wrote it down because I might use some of his music for my animation, but Cloak is pretty good. Pumpkin Part 1 is pretty good. There's another one that I didn't write down, but it was pretty good. Let me scroll through. What was it? Broom. Broom's pretty nice. Here, let me cue that up next so we can listen to Broom. I just want to say I really love these streams. It's nice to take a break and have a laugh. These streams are especially good at that. I'm glad. I'm glad that we do these streams too, because it's a good way to encourage me to do some extra work. Wow, I immediately nodded that. We were having a sweet moment and then the thread ruined it. But yeah, I'm glad too. Some of my favorite pieces that I've made this year have been on stream. So it's really nice that I was able to make those with you guys. Don't you worry, next time, we are going to get better thread for next time we sew on stream, because this is ridiculous. Sky sounds angry. Yep, I knew that would happen. Never trust a knot at the end of the string. Always have to tie it to the fabric. Here's Broom. I'm turning it up so we can hear it better. vibe, I feel. Maybe not waltz, but like a good bouncy dance that's maybe on the slower side. Feels like mischievous whimsy. Maybe that's why I like it so much. I think this album is D&D inspired. Are your birds dancing like Minecraft parrots? Maybe. Honestly, I think the music's soft enough that I could probably just leave it at this volume and we'd be good. Let me know if the music's taking over too much. So the current animation that I'm working on is called Don't Look. And I was considering what sounds that I wanted to have in the animation. And I think one of the sounds that I want is like a clock ticking. It's a little loud. Yeah, I can change that. Maybe some like static and some whispered words. Some of the songs in this album have more of an eerie feeling to them. So I thought they would be a good candidate for some background music. I'll definitely have to play with it. The music definitely adds to the feeling of an animation, so audio's almost as important as the visuals themselves. And one of the great things about C418 is that he allows his music to be used as long as you're doing something creative with it. Though I am thinking at some point I need to buy one of his CDs. Because I have a car with a CD player, so I can definitely play his music. And considering how much I use his music, probably be good for me to give him a little bit of financial support every once in a while. Yes. I think, before audio recordings were really a thing, movies used to have like a live little orchestra or band to help add some of the visuals. I know they did that a couple times with some animated projects. I'm not sure if they did that with a bunch of movies. Does he get royalties from Minecraft, or was that a one-time deal? I don't think he gets royalties from them, but that's because he has a very rare deal that's much better than any royalties that he would get from the game, which is he still owns the copyright to all of the music that he wrote. That is not a deal you would get usually with a video game. Usually the video game would try and get the copyright from you. So he still owns the copyright to the music. That's why he is able to sell CDs of Minecraft music before they start using other artists. He can legally sell those because he owns the copyright. So I don't know if he necessarily gets royalties, but he definitely has the rights to sell CDs and whatnot of his work. If he was more stingy about it, he could totally copyright claim his music. Though I think he avoids doing that because he probably doesn't want to get on YouTube, I mean, where he claims copyright on videos. I think he avoids doing that, one, because he seems very nice, and then two, it would probably get him into a little bit of a how would you describe that? He'd probably have a bit of a fight on his hands with Mojang about that. I don't know. Don't know how exactly the YouTube space is handled between him and Mojang. I feel like they would take issue if he started claiming a bunch of copyright on the music. Guess they couldn't do much about it though, seeing as he owns it and has owned it for over 10 years now. He's not winning against Microsoft, so better to just not make too big of a stink about it. I didn't hear about the in-game shaders, but I did hear about the ghasts. I thought that was slightly intriguing. Definitely different. Not sure how I feel about it, but in-game shaders, wonder how they'll do that. If it'll be better optimized, or if it'll just computers will die. I don't know. Like, my computer's pretty beefy, and I like to run a shader while playing because I think it makes the game look better. And whereas my computer can normally, without shaders, run the game, depending where I'm at, almost to 1,000 frames per second, which is ridiculous. With shaders on, I run the game at, like, top 100 frames per second. Did you happen to play the April Fool's update? I did not. I keep forgetting that people actually celebrate April Fool's. I forget that companies sometimes do silly things with... I wonder if Phasmophobia also did a silly thing for April Fools. I have no idea. Yeah, I figured. They need to make sure that kids aren't going to kill their computers by turning on shaders without realizing what it actually means. But yeah, a lighting update to the game would be fantastic, because currently it is very basic, and I think they need at least ambient lighting, in the sense that if you're holding a torch in your hand, that should be a light source. Even if it doesn't count for mobs, being able to see, I think, would be a nice actual in-game feature. I have to look into it, though. That sounds interesting. We live in a world where corporations sincerely celebrate a holiday most humans don't value anymore. I don't know if it's like most humans or if it's just a me thing, because I also did not really think about it on St. Patrick's Day, but I was like, oh dang, is this just like a holiday that kids celebrate? But no, my dad had plans to go out to eat. I don't know if it was a bar or pub, but he was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go meet with some of my work friends to have dinner with them for St. Patrick's Day. And I was like, oh, okay, it's just a me thing. Though I do think it's crazy that corporations will hype up a holiday so much, like weeks beforehand. Do you drink? On occasion. Not too often. But I do like a good meal. Those are tasty. I have a tradition to make brownies because once my mom made us brownies. Yes. She cut cardboard into the shape of an E and then placed them. She didn't want us to feel so upset. So she actually made them. Interesting. Fun. Hopefully the brownies were tasty. Do I have a fear of snakes? No? At least not a very big fear of them. I quite think they're cute, actually. I just haven't interacted with them too much in person, so I couldn't tell you what my in real life reaction would be to be handed a snake. But I do think they're very cute. Probably wouldn't have that bad of a reaction to them. Because I also think spiders are cute. Don't panic over those guys. And I think I only have a visceral reaction to bees, or at least wasps. Because the brain remembers when things hurt. Usually I have to force myself to hold still and not have a reaction to things flying by my head with a buzzing sound. He was a little chonker. He thought your fingers were food. It was just a river snake, it was okay. As long as you didn't find a water moccasin, you were good. Because that guy's technically a river snake and he is not good news. Pretty sure that was the one you had to look out for. I think it was. I'm like getting the ever so often urge to sneeze. And then I think about it too much. And then I don't sneeze. But that's almost worse somehow. Oh yeah, I assume so. I assume the snake event was like a while ago thing, so I don't even know if I would have met Ruth if Ruth had gotten bitten by a water moccasin. So glad it wasn't one of those. Not that I know if that kind of snake is common in your area, but you know. Aw, dang. I didn't even consider that. Dang it! I have literal ghosts in my chat. Dang it! You know, now that I'm thinking about it, you asked me a couple streams ago, Ruth, what kind of ghost would I be in Phasmophobia? And I've considered it. I've considered all of the facts, and I think I would actually be. It was an Oni, right? Yeah. That's the one that, like, tries to freak you out before killing you. Because as a little kid, I would try and sneak over to my siblings' room as quietly as possible, and then wrap my hand against their door really hard and say boo to try and freak them out. So I think that would be the ghost that I would embody the most. And I would consider that my little warning system, because if I'm trying to freak you out so hard and you're starting to get scared, but you still stay in my place of dying, what are you doing? Why are you here? You're just, like, I'm not even at fault here anymore. I tried to warn you. What is the one thing you would ask a ghost? I don't even know. I guess I would just ask, how did you get like this? Not because I would want to recreate the same thing, just like maybe avoid it. Because being a ghost does not sound like fun. Because do I want my consciousness to disappear forever? No. However, you can barely do anything as a ghost. And then I would get lonely because no one would talk to me. And I think I would go crazy, and I think that would be even worse. Crazy Alyssa is not needed. As a ghost, I'm offended. How did you get like this? Would you think it is entirely unfair of me to not want to be in the same position? Because I don't think ghosts really interact with each other too much. It's usually a very lonely sort of deal. And I don't know about you, but I do not deal with loneliness well. You wouldn't try and surround yourself with cats? I mean, I could try, but have you ever tried to control what a cat does? It would be even harder if I was not corporal. If I just didn't have mats, like, if I couldn't physically touch them, how would I force the cats to stay? Had experience with being a ghost or being alone? Ghost. I have not personally been a ghost, no. However, if we're thinking about all of the rules of ghosts, being a ghost sounds like a lonely occupation. They can't touch things, people barely ever see them. It sounds like you're cold a lot. think we had any thread issues after we solved it at the start. So I was able to sew that a lot quicker than usual. Because we didn't have thread issues. Prefer to cease to exist. Yeah. I think I would be scared. And then I would get bored. Then I'd get lonely. And that's probably why I'd become an Oni. Because then I'd be searching for some sort of human connection, but the only human connection I would get would be from these upstart ghost hunters who just keep asking how old I am and where am I and can I interact with you. And I would probably get pretty fed up with these ghost hunters asking all of these accusing questions. That'd probably be how I get my fun, scaring the living daylights out of them. No, actually, I want to be a ghost story. That's the tree. Hey, if you become a popular enough ghost, more people will visit you, and maybe you won't be alone. Because I think that's the real thing that kills you as a ghost. It's not whatever killed you before. It's just the loneliness and the madness. Because I feel like there's multiple ways to die. And losing your sanity, I think, is one of them. Actually, I don't think you want to be in a ghost story, the anime. I guess it depends on what version you're in. Are you in the sub or dub? Because depending on your response, you might end up in a very different show. It. Oh, buddy, now you need to search up Ghost Story anime dub. I promise you'll either be really flabbergasted or surprised that this is an official dub made in America. The anime wasn't well liked, so then when it was being shipped over or it was being distributed, they just allowed the Americans to do whatever they want. And it went it was a little bit crazy. There's the strangest little there's some weird quotes in there. You don't even need to watch the anime. You just need to find a compilation of the craziest quotes from that anime and you'll know everything you need to know about it. I haven't watched it either. I've just seen the crazy quotes. Mostly because my friends kept, in particular, quoting a specific one. It was so bad. I need to get some water soon. Getting parched. Quick tip for you guys. If you're ever hand sewing, resist the urge to give yourself a large amount of thread, because not only will it be harder, to sew because the thread's really long, and then you'll have to extend your arm out a ridiculous degree in order to tighten your stitch. It's also more likely to knot on you when you give yourself too much thread. That is not the reason why I've been having troubles today. It's just one way you can knot the thread. It's a very easy thing to do. This guy's eyes are kind of small, actually. I don't sew, that advice doesn't apply to me. Hey, sewing is a life skill, and you will remember it if you ever need to sew a button onto a shirt. Though unfortunately, a lot of shirts these days are not made very nicely, so then many people don't find it worth knowing the sewing skills in order to mend their clothing because the clothing's so cheap that it doesn't feel like it's worth it, which is upsetting. I could go on an entire rant about the fast fashion industry. Not sure if you want that, but I could go on an entire rant about it. Do you participate in any art challenges? Not typically. I've tried before. I think the usual art challenges I do are art fight. The purpose of those challenges are to try and get you to draw every day, and that's not usually an issue for me. So I don't usually feel the need to participate. Though they do have fun prompts. Like Qvember, Mermay, Inktober. All good names. Especially women's stuff. Most of my clothes are from the men's section or thrifts. Yeah, like I got one of my mom's old shirts, and out of curiosity, I looked at the fiber content of it. 70% silk, 30% cotton. It's easily the nicest shirt I own now, and I was like, I think I would have a very hard time finding that kind of fiber content nowadays, because everything has polyester in it, because it's cheap and easy, and the only way that fast fashion has persisted at all is because of polyester fabrics. Guarantee, if we still had to rely on mostly animal or natural plant fibers for our clothes, we would not have the same fashion scene right now. To see if I can find a replacement for the black minky for the crows at some point, because I'm pretty sure this is a plastic-based fabric, and I would like to at some point be able to make crows that don't have that, which means I also need to find a stuffing that has more. Probably it would be wool or cotton. I'd need to look into it, but it would be nice to have them be completely made out of some... How many bugs are required to make a shirt? I have no idea. I know it's a decent amount. We can do a quick Google search real quick. I said quick a couple times. Just let me finish sewing on this eye, and then we can Google how many silkworms are needed to make half a yard of fabric. Because I'm assuming most shirts wouldn't take more than a half a yard. So I think that would be a good approximation. Though I probably could search up just how many silkworms are needed to make a shirt. I would probably get a result. You've got another crow. Bask in his presence. Let me search up. How many silkworms needed to make a shirt? An estimate for a common silk item, silk shirt, it takes about 2,000 to 3,000 silkworms to produce enough silk for a single standard silk shirt. Silk pants could be around 2,500 to 4,000 silkworms. A lot of silkworms. Hence why it is very expensive. Okay, I am gonna go grab some water real quick and we'll get started on the last crow. I will be right back. Do not worry. Calm down, I'm back. Just needed to run over to the bathroom. That's not even 10 feet away. Relax. I'm not gone forever. You guys are so dramatic. We have another guy to work on. I wouldn't leave you guys hanging. Place the needle over there. Shit. It's like we can still hear her voice. Oh, really? Yeah? Yeah? It's almost as if I'm still here. Crazy. How bizarre. Oh, I forgot to check to see if there was a different section to run the stream, because I'm technically not running the stream the right section. I cannot see. Fantastic. Do not worry, he shall have a butt soon. You know, maybe I should go run to put my watch on the charger. That way I can head to bed in an hour and have it charged. I'm gonna go do that real quick. I'll be right back. I am back! You guys are always so concerned. I leave for less than a minute and you guys start panicking. Now that I've taken off my watch, you can get more wrist content. It's like half the reason you're here, right? For wrist content? This is like the scene in Toy Story, but like 1,000 times longer. Oh yeah, the wrist content in the ASMR. You haven't even got the ASMR content yet. What do you mean? The only time I've drinking water in the stream was like 2 minutes ago, and you didn't even hear it. 'Cause I was supposedly dead. I think it's always the hardest to get started. But once I have a decent amount of it secured with stitches, then it's a bit quicker going. No, not yet this stream. Yeah, yet. Don't worry, I have a 12-ounce glass just for you. Not just for you, I just need to drink water because I've been talking for like 3 hours straight and I'm surprised that I'm going strong. I gave quotation marks with my fingers. I wasn't dead. wasn't dead legally, medically, or socio and economically. I was alive. I worry about your object permanence. Tell me, do you have object permanence? How about internally? No, thankfully I am not dead internally. No, I refuse. Please. We were doing so well earlier. We're not going to make another random knot in the string. That is not the vibes. I refuse. Though if I refused more, I would be using my only wax thread. But that thread's for leather. And we're not gonna use leather thread for this. One, I don't have enough. Two, it's not the right thread. The minute you are gone by choice is going to be a minute we remember most when you're gone for good. Calm down. Calm down. I'm not going anywhere. I mean, I left a minute ago, but I'm not going anywhere. God forbid I stand up for a hot second. Is it too much to ask to be able to let my watch track my sleep by making sure I charge it before I go to bed? Is that too much to ask? You say that now. You act like streamers are permanent fixtures. Well, nothing in life is permanent. Nothing in life is permanent. I don't have any current plans to stop. I'll let you know if that changes, but in the meantime, this is why I made a scheduled stream every week. I'm constant. I'm reliable. Isn't this supposed to help fix the streamer anxiety? And that's why we value why the missing this. It bothers. Are you saying I disappeared too often? Are you saying I just disappear too often this stream? Me running downstairs into the basement, me going to grab a cup of water, me going to charge my watch. Too much? Too much? I agree, the music did get really good. I'm surprised that this album doesn't have more listens to it. 'Cause I think it's quite good. Granted, it just released, so that might just be new release numbers. And it might increase the longer that time goes on. Hopefully it does. He deserves it. wonder what the kids are gonna be like at the elementary school tomorrow. I have another class to teach. Elementary students are notoriously antsy at the end of the day. We're running out of phrases to keep this joke alive, much like you ran out on us. You guys are acting like I went out to get milk. I got a cup of water from the bathroom that is 10 feet away. Do you guys have separation anxiety? Is that what the issue is? Ooh, broom just came back on. Let me just turn that up slightly. Maybe talk to each other? I was gone for a minute. Wow, this music's not very loud. I turned it down because we got past broom. But the intro's very quiet. Probably because it's Earl Grey Part 3. Maybe I should have kept the volume up. It's easy enough to change the volume on it. While it's slightly annoying that Spotify will only play on one device at a time, it is helpful if you want to control. It's a bit easier to control on my desktop than it is to control on my MacBook, just because MacBook's off to the side, desktop's in front of me. Maybe you guys are hearing it louder than I am. Oh! I'm so silly. I was like, I can't hear it. I can't hear it. It's not very loud. It's not very loud at all. Okay. So, this might actually be too loud. I have a volume control on the side of just here, and sometimes it goes down without me knowing. So it was lower than I was thinking it was. No wonder you guys were like, Alyssa, the music's too loud. And I'm like, the music's perfect. What are you talking about? It's because I accidentally lowered the volume. And just to top it off, I got another knot in the string. Ah! Thankfully, it was one of those knots you could just give it a little bit of tug and it would be fine. You know, I should have suspected something was up, considering I was like, why isn't the music very loud? I just thought I had set a good volume. No, it might have been slightly too loud all stream. Whoopsie doopsie. You're not having a good time. I'm having a great time, actually. Wait a second. Wait a second. You spelled that not with a K. I am having a not time, actually. Definitely a not pun. Definitely not a pun. No, absolutely not. Not a pun. No puns here. No puns to see here, folks. Only serious matters about serious things, such as the speed of our sewing because of the quality of our thread. Is it just me, or did I sew the butt onto this crow actually very quickly? It felt very quick. It might have been a similar amount of time as the other times because I finished the other one kinda early. So then I was able to start this one early. So we might actually stay up do a full 4-hour stream. Might be like a 3.5-hour stream. It's good. I'm getting quicker. I did not time the butt sewing. It's okay. I didn't really either. I've just been briefly glancing at the time marks to get an idea. Sorry, I hit the camera with my hand. Actually, I'm not sorry. Shake. Bump, bump. Yeah, I'm glad we switched over. This music's a vibe. Not the vibe TM. That's a different thing, but it is a vibe. How dare you not be invested in Alyssa's beautiful crows that you don't know the time of each crow, but sewing down to the exact millisecond. If you want to get that exact, I won't stop you, but that's pretty much my job. You guys don't have to be in charge of that. I threw that a bit too far earlier. I had to reach. So you guys know how I was complaining about the lighting situation last stream? How I was like, I should have done something better. And I was like, I could have attached it to the chair. Well, I tried that, and I was like, actually, chair's not as great as I thought it was. And then I realized, wait a second, I could attach the light to the arm that I sit my phone on. And so yeah, I have the lighting source sitting on the same, I don't know exact arm? I guess it would be an arm. I have it sitting on the same arm as what my phone's on. And I think it's working very well. And it keeps the wires away from my feet too, which is also good. Oh, that's why I like Poise. Because it's like a slightly different version of Broom. No wonder. I was 60% sure you were going to say the light is on your head. I mean, I do have some headlamps, but I don't think that would look very good. No, I'm using one of my dad's shop lamps that he put a piece of paper on top of to diffuse. He's been using that as a desk lamp because we keep meaning to get some better lighting in the office, but we haven't done that yet. And this was his makeshift solution. Yeah, I'm using my iPhone 13 mini because 1, I have the arm for it. 2, I can remotely connect it to my MacBook. So I can just use the phone camera as a phone camera, and then my MacBook can handle all of the stressful parts of streaming. I would do it with my desktop if I knew how to connect a Windows computer to an Apple phone, but I think they're non-compatible for a reason, and this is just an ecosystem feature of Apple that is allowing me to do this. Thinking back to it, it didn't make sense because when you left, the light remained. Hey, it's not the worst theory you could have come up with. I mean, I could pull my phone off of the arm and show you what exactly I mean by the lamp. I feel like my setup's very chaotic, actually. I'm thinking about it, and I think I do want to show you, because I think it's very chaotic. All right, let me. Loosen the arm tension a bit. Nope, that didn't do what I wanted it to. Whoop! Yeah, so lamp connected to I have so many screens running around right now. I think everything is good and great. And hopefully my string won't not tap on me randomly. Again. Okay. There we go. I think I messed with it slightly. The strings are twirling together. That is a dangerous pastime, friends. Please do not do that. What gave you the ideas to make the little crows? Okay, so I will not lie. Philza gave me the idea of the crows in the sense that I just thought they were really cute. And then I like drawing animals with big eyes because I think it's funny to make them look slightly traumatized. So I added that to the crows, and I thought that was very lovely. And I think I showed you last time, but I made a little sketch drawing, and I thought it was really cute, so I transformed that into a needle felt figure. And then I just had to transform that into a fabric pattern. So yes, I did initially get the idea from Philza for the crows. But there's also some other people who had crow iconography that I was also enjoying. You may have noticed it nodded on me again. I really need this thread to figure out its issues. Chukka underneath. We'll hide her problems underneath the eye. Ancient Community. That's the name of the song we're listening to currently. Oh good, you didn't unthread yourself. Fantastic. Why does this feel like a Link song? This feels like one of the songs you would get when like running around in a field. This music seems like it would play in a little scientist workshop who the researches the sorry, I can't read today. Who researches the paranormal and who is slightly insane, but they aren't all. They all aren't. Yeah. I get the vibes. I think the last song makes sense, but I get what you mean. I feel like the album's living up to its name. It kind of feels like we're wandering. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to listen to this entire thing, because guess how long this album is? Any good guesses in the chat? One hour and 43 minutes. Nope. In 26 seconds. No. I need you to double that number. Not you, Ruth, Bill. I need you to double your number. This playlist is 3 hours and 15 minutes long. There are 89 songs in it. We're not even halfway through the songs. 89, yes. Not all of them are... Some of them are less than a minute long. But still, 89 songs. That's a lot of songs in an album. The math is not mathing. Not all of them. Some of them are like 54 seconds, 51 seconds, or some of them are 5 minutes. Or are you talking about doubling 1 hour and 46 minutes? That might be the math. That's not mathing. Yeah, this man just really likes making little tunes. I can respect that. He makes really good little tunes. I would agree, that's a lot more than some people's careers. We're at the point where threads small enough that I feel like I'm constantly pulling it out of the eye of the needle. Please last all the way, little thread. It would really suck if I had to retie on the thread. By the way, I know this is a strange request, but can you write down 20 ideas for me? 20, ideas for what specifically? Need a little context for what kind of ideas are you looking for? Like movie ideas, illustration ideas, game ideas. Food ideas. What kind of what ideas are you looking for? Remember earlier when you mentioned companies relying on old IPs? Yeah? Are you thinking like ideas for new IPs? Mm-mm. I'm so close. Just hold on, little thread. Please. You have like a quarter of an inch. The thread keeps pulling itself out of my needle. I'm going to assume you mean 20 ideas for different IPs. Is that what you're thinking? Why are all of my clients night owls? I just got one of them emailing me. Granted, for this one he has a little bit of leeway because he's 4 hours behind me, so it's an actually reasonable time for him. My other clients do not have the same leniency though. I want to see if a random person is more creative than a billion-dollar company who relies on creativity. Well, I'm not exactly random here. Like, yeah. I am definitely not. I need water. Oh, you were asking Ruth. I thought you were asking me. And that's another crow. We got 7 upstairs now. And I have another 8 in the basement. Or, yeah, 8 in the basement. No, controller, you're gonna stay there. Too bad I can't zoom out with the camera. Crows, surprisingly, are not my favorite birds. My favorite bird is a chickadee. I think they're very cute, and they're tiny, and they have a lot of songs to them, which I greatly enjoy. Where did I place the needle? I placed it over here. Okay. One wizard with a Froggo as his apprentice. Bold reversal. The frog is the wizard who's apprenticing a human. And the frog cannot speak English or whatever language the apprentice can actually speak. Being put on the spot to create ideas can be difficult. You know, it's amazing how much power it takes to use my phone as a camera for the streams. Because I've had it plugged in for the last 2 hours or so, and it is under 20% still, even though it's been plugged in this entire time. So either it's not charging very quickly on my computer, or it takes up a lot of power. I'm going to say it's a mixture of both. Alright, so I think we did a fantastic job here today. We created a lot of crows, have a lot of good guys. I think next week we'll do some sort of art piece. Even though I would enjoy making more crows on stream, I think we need to do an art piece. I've been trying to make some extra stuff because I'm making an art book. I want to have that finished in time for the con, so I need to finish that soon-ish. So we probably won't do an entire illustration on stream, but we can like get it started, or at least I can start it before and finish it up on stream. I think that would be a good compromise. Yeah. Well, you guys have a good rest of your night. Thank you for joining me for pretty much the entire stream. And I will see you guys again soon. Alright.